In today's video, I'm going to be making the coolest EDC / straight back knife you've ever seen. I have already made 3 of them. I'll pop up a picture here. As you can see, the blades are stone washed. They were made from ADC or V2. Those will be up on my website soon. But for this knife, I'm going to make it out of Damascus. I don't know if you can see the pattern. Yeah, you can see it a little bit there. Super nice Damascus. The overall length of this knife is 7.5 inches. The cutting edge is 3.5. And if my math is mathing, that would make the handle 4 inches. So let's hop right in. The template is all traced on the Damascus. Let's go cut it out. Okay, so now that I got the shape all ground, I'm just gonna wipe some layout fluid on here, some blue Dicam, and then we can scribe our layout lines for our bevels. Okay, so as you guys just saw, I finished grinding the profile. It's looking very nice, super comfortable handle with this nice finger choil in there. So you also saw me mark the layout lines. So you have a center line or 2 center lines in the middle there. And then we want to bring the bevel up to this line up here. We don't want to go past. We can maybe go past after the quench, but for now, we want to keep it thick before the quench because we don't want any warps. I'm going to use this bevel jig. I'm going to put the knife in here. That way I'm able to grind very nice, consistent, and straight bevels. Okay, so the bevels are looking really nice. They're very clean. I like how they came out. So the next step is we're gonna scribe or mark where we want our pinholes to be. I'm gonna use Gulso bolts to hold the handle scales together on each side. So we're gonna do 2 pinholes and then we'll do weight reduction as well. And then we'll also put a lanyard hole in here as well. Okay, so I got everything done. The jimping is done. I got the holes, or the pinholes drilled, and all the weight reduction done. Next we are gonna quench. This is Damascus, so we'll be quenching in Parks 50. Okay, so as you guys just saw, I quenched the blade in Parks 50. Off camera, I put it in my little toaster oven here. I did it for 2 cycles for 2 hours at 400 degrees. It is now out and looking crusty. So the next step is we're gonna head to the belt sander and we're gonna surface grind the flats. Okay, I'm now gonna start grinding the bevels. Okay, so the bevels are all ground. It's looking super good. It's at a 600 grit belt finish right now. I think that's gonna be it. All we have to do is hand sand this. But before I hand sand it, I'm gonna make the handle. So since this is a fancy Damascus blade, I'm gonna be using some fancy handle material. This is a $65 piece of carbon fiber. It's super expensive. It is super high quality though. I have some scales already marked on this piece, and we're gonna go cut it out and fit this handle up. Okay, so now that we have the handle scales all cut out, I have already marked where I want the holes drilled. You can't really see it that well. I'm gonna drill 2 5/32 inch holes. Okay, so now we are gonna recess the holes basically. So I'm gonna be using these small Galso bolts for the to screw the handle scales onto the knife. And I need to recess the holes because I don't want the bolts sticking out of the top like this. I want them to be inset into the handle so it's comfortable and so you don't have a sharp bolt sticking out of the handle basically. Okay, so the recess is all done. It's looking really good. Next step is we're gonna shape the front of the handle. I'm just gonna do it with a 60 grit belt, and then we can fine tune it afterwards with some files and some sandpaper. Okay, so it is a couple days after the last clip you guys just saw. So the last step we left off was sanding the front of the handle. One thing I really wanted to incorporate on this knife is matching the front of the handle here with the plunge of the knife, and it looks really good. It's pretty close. I might have to do some fine tuning still, but it's a little more off on this side, and it's only because the bevel curves, or the plunge curves, instead of just being straight, which is fine. I can sand that out later. But the next step is to grind, or to cut off this extra piece here on the bandsaw. I just didn't want to grind it off because I didn't want to tear a new belt up. So yeah, we'll cut this off, and then we can grind the handle material to the tang, because right now there's a bit of a lip on it, so yep. Time to shape the handle. Okay, so now that the handle is all hand sanded, it is also sanded to a 600 grit finish. It looks really good. It's really popping, and there's a little bit of yellow that looks really nice in there. So next step is we're gonna clean up the spine. There are still 60 grit scratches here going this way from when we shaped the handle, and I'm gonna use a 180 grit belt, and we're gonna get the scratches going this way instead of this way. Okay, so now that the spine is all cleaned up, it's looking really good. I'm still gonna hand sand it, but I'm gonna do it after I hand sand the blade, which hand sanding the blade is the next step. I'm gonna start with 180 grit sandpaper, and I'll probably finish with 1000 grit. Okay, so the knife is all done being sanded. It's been sanded to 1000 grit. It's looking really shiny. Next is we're going to reveal the Damascus pattern. So we're gonna do 3 5-minute cycles in ferric chloride, and then we'll put in some coffee. So this is how it looks after the acid. Right now it's pretty light, so I'll throw it in the coffee overnight. It'll just darken the 1084 a bit. Okay, so the knife is out of the coffee. It's looking super good. And so the next step is to, I have laser here. I've used it a couple times. And I'm gonna laser engrave my maker's mark onto this blade. Okay, so now that we have my maker's mark lasered in there, we're gonna sharpen the blade, and then we'll put some carnauba wax on the blade to protect the blade from getting scratched. Okay, so the blade is all waxed and buffed. It looks so good. So the last step is we're gonna screw our handle scales onto the blade. But before we're done, we're also gonna make a kydex sheath because why not? Okay, so the knife is done. I am extremely happy with how it looks. The contrast on the Damascus is crazy, and the carbon fiber handle scales look absolutely amazing. Since this knife is kind of crazy and fancy, I decided to go with this kydex for the sheath. I think it's 80 thousandths thick or something. Basically, kydex is a super durable, heatable plastic. It is what gun holsters are made out of as well. I'm gonna heat it up, and then I'll be forming it in some foam around the blade to get the perfect fit. This is black with like yellow, I don't know, yellow lines. It looks really good, and I think it's gonna go well with the knife. Okay, so it's out of the foam. I've traced around kind of roughly how I want the shape to be. But first I'm gonna drill 2 holes right there and then put 2 rivets in there. That way I can take it apart and pull the knife out, and then we can put the rest of the rivets in. Okay, now that the shape is all dialed in, I'm gonna use these just to mark out where I want the next rivets to go. Okay, so all I need to do is drill 2 more holes right here because I'm gonna use this. This is an ulti-clip. It's essentially a pocket clip that can just pop open like this. You can slip it in your pocket and then close it up and it won't fall out. And with that, this knife is done. I am extremely happy with how this came out. This was a super fun project. If you guys have a great idea of what you would like me to make next, please leave it in the comments down below. I'll definitely read all of the comments. I'd be really interested to see what you guys want me to make. This blade is so cool. This will be on my website. You can find it at ejworkman.com. It will be pretty expensive because it is a super fancy, high polished Damascus knife with carbon fiber handle scales and some brass bolts. Again, this was a super fun project. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.